Recording has started. Tonight we are looking at Python modules in Python. And let's discuss what a module is. A module is a set of codes present inside a file that you need in your own code. A module is a set of codes present inside another file, but you need those set of codes in your own codes because it's a module nìyẹn. So bóyá code kan ti wà níbì kan báyìí a fẹ́ lò ní inú code tọ̀dọ̀ wa, that is a module. So and let's create a module. You might be the owner of the module, ó lè jẹ́ pé àwa la create it, or you may import it from somewhere else. Ó lè jẹ́ lómi náà, it may be because most times when you want to build something, you may not necessarily encode everything from scratch to save time. Save time for you that we import modules to save time. Instead of we doing everything from scratch, we just import modules. Other people have already done all those things for us. So to make our work very fast, we just download the module and quickly use the module in our code. Well, let's create a module. So I will share my screen now. So I will save it as maybe test.py. I can call it any name. I can call it maybe my new module .py. So this is a file, and this file ends with .py. Inside this file, I can create a variable name, and the value of name is Taye. So let's now assume that I need this Taye inside another file. So let's create a new file. Let's just call it maybe my file .py. So I need this Taye, the codes here, inside this place, so I can bring it in. I'll say import. The name of this file is my new module. The name of this file is my new module, so I can say import my new module. By saying import my new module, it will automatically import this file for us. So, and not just that, we've imported everything present in the file, not just the file, we are importing everything. Let's say school, and let's say UI. So we can now use that inside this file. We can now say print my new module dot name. So this will print out Taye for us. So let's run it. So we have Taye. This Taye is not, we didn't write it inside my file.py. We actually wrote it inside another file, which is this my new module. But we brought in the file here, and by bringing it in, we are bringing in everything present in the file. If you also need the school, we can say print my new module dot school. We imported it here and we are using it now. So this will print UI. Let's move on. We can also create a function and let's say what this function does, it explains good evening. So whenever we call on this function, it returns good evening. If I need this function inside this file, I can say my new module dot the name of the function, my func. So this will automatically do everything inside this function. If you look in this file now, we will see that good evening. Let's move on. This function can also be a parameterized function. Let's say I want to pass name here. So I can now say good evening plus name. Good evening plus name. I can remove, let's assume there is no name here. So I can want to remove this. So I can pass parameter here. Let's say James. So I'm passing James to this function and it will be sent to this place as the value of name, so that this function will print good evening James. Good evening James. Let's proceed. Let's say inside this function we have a dictionary. Let's say I have my deco. The dictionary looks like this. Inside the dictionary I have, let's say H is 10. Oh, sorry. Age is 10. Let's say department is software. So I have the dictionary. So let's assume I want to use the department inside this file. I can say print my department is the name of the module dot my deco then the key we want to pull out, department. So this will print my department is software. Let's now assume that we don't need all the codes, because it's possible you may not need all the codes inside this module. Let's assume we only need this name, this code. We only need this code. We don't need this and this inside this file. Again, let's assume we only need this code, but we don't need this and we don't need this. How can we go about it? So what we are doing here is we are importing everything inside that module, but this time around we don't want to import everything. We only want to import what we need. Just help us import this. So let's do that together. We can say, instead of saying import, we first say from the name of the file is my new module, import school. From my new module, import school. So this will only import school. It's not going to import my deco and it will import this function. We only import this school. So we can now come here and say my twins, I am a student of school. So this will print I am a student of UI. Let's move on. We can also give this school an alias. Maybe you already have a variable inside this place called school. Maybe you already have a variable here called school. So if you bring this in as school, there may be conflicts. So you don't want this to be school. You want it to be something else. But it is school here. You can give it an alias. You can say as SCH. Import school as SCH. So what we are doing is we are importing school, but we are giving it a new name called SCH. So instead of this now, I can now say SCH. When I call on SCH, it will fetch the school here. But when I call on school, it will call on this school. Do you get it, sir?
Yes.
Alyssa?
Okay, I'm with you. I'm trying to use the.
Sir?
Okay.
Do you get it, sir?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Do you get the explanation I just made, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So that's about modules. That's explanation of modules. Please, sir, let's stop here tonight. Let's stop here tonight. In our next class, we move to classes in Python. Move to Python classes. But this is how Python module works. You are importing a file, then use the content of that file in your codes. Before we go, how about the assignment, sir?
I'm stuck, very, very stuck.
Let me stop recording at this point.